What's up, guys, and welcome to another Magic game by Fubsy Gamer. This time, I guess, this video, we're going to be playing Modern. Because I was reading through the Star City articles, and I found one by Reed Duke, the Magic Online World Champion, and he was talking about Modern, a couple different decks, and I don't know, Modern's never really pulled me as much as maybe Standard or Legacy has, but I saw this deck, and who doesn't love Jund, right? And so I decided to basically copy it over. And then he talked about a couple of changes that he would make. He wanted to drop a Raging Ravine for another land, maybe bump Maelstrom Pulse for a Kitchen Finks, so I decided to do that. And the deck is awesome. Who doesn't love Jund, right? 2 years ago, best deck ever, best deck at the time from 2 years ago. Yeah, it's just awesome. So I decided to play it. Now, I don't have a lot of Modern playing buddies around, which is why I'm playing here on Cockatrice, because I don't own these cards in Magic Online or in the real world, and I want to check it out first because this is a very expensive deck to just go and build. So I decided to just see how it goes and take it from there. So let's play a game. Okay, and here we are about to face off against our first opponent. So I'm not super great with this program Cockatrice, so there are going to be times where you're just going to see me, clicking weird things. A couple of times where I'm like, hey, I forgot to do this or do that. Nothing too big of a deal. This opening hand, it's not very good at all. We just have one forest, no other lands. Can't even use our Thoughtseize. We're definitely going to mulligan this hand. So for those of you who don't play on Cockatrice, the game doesn't actually know the rules like Magic Online does, so you have to actually wait for your opponent. Then he tells you, then you decide, and blah blah blah. Anywho, this is much better hand. Black Cliff, so we can turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Dark Confidant, and that's about as good of a start as we can hope for. Turn 4 Bloodbraid. So he plays his first land, Marsh Flats. Let's see what land he gets. Just kind of waiting. Yeah, again, for the people who haven't played on Cockatrice, it's not perfect. It's not as good as Magic Online is, right? But it does what it's supposed to do. Green-white. Okay, green-white gives us a couple of options. One of the most popular ones running right now is Chapin's green-white aggro with a Knight of the Reliquary and stuff like that. So we're just going to Thoughtseize him so we can see exactly what's going on here. And Thoughtseize reveals what? Oh, okay. Targeting you, of course. Don't think I actually need to do that, but Knights! Hello, Knights. Was not expecting this. Knight Exemplar, Knight of the Reliquary, Mirror Crusader. Mirror Crusader is pretty scary against our deck. And then a couple of lands and an Oblivion Ring. That's a pretty solid hand. I'd have kept that hand. At this point I wasn't exactly sure, so I decided to take the Exemplar because I figure everything else is destructible and I can bolt, Mirror Crusader, and the rest of the knights I can deal with, but the Exemplar can really make things tough for me. So I Thoughtseized him, took the Exemplar, and let's pass the turn back. And I know he probably doesn't have let's see, top deck something. But I can't think. The only knight that's 2 is that first strike lifelink one. So probably he'd be really amazing to top deck that. So another land. Look at that, 3 Temple Gardens, man. Well done. Draw Maelstrom Pulse, even better. Now we can play our Dark Confidant, pass, and we've got Confidant running. So Pulse will be able to take care of the Knight of the Reliquary. It can't get rid of me, and Oblivion Ring, of course. So hopefully, my hope was that he would like O-ring the Dark Confidant, and then we would just Pulse it and get it back. Or that he plays the Reliquary. The only thing I was really scared of here was the Mirror Crusader, because if you Mirror Crusaders, I just can't. Nothing in my hand can deal with that right now. But of course, with Confidant, we'll be in good shape. So let's see what he plays. So his third land, he takes a shock and Knight of the Reliquary. Awesome. I can definitely pulse that and get rid of it. Confidant reveals Lavamancer. That's pretty good. He'll be able to really help out with some of these knights. It's not perfect though. Bolt. That was what I really wanted right there. So now what I want to do is I'm thinking about what the best option for me is to play my Catacombs, go get my Shockland, my black-red Shockland, and put into play. Then I can bolt his Reliquary, swing with Confidant, and then have Lavamancer up for the next turn. So that if he plays his Mirror Crusader, I can just Lavamancer his Mirror Crusader, and then next turn play Bloodbraid up if all goes well. So that's what we're doing. Let's bolt the Knight of the Reliquary. poof. Play our Lavamancer. Probably I could have swung first, but I mean, no, Knights isn't that scary. But in general, could practice a swing first and then Lavamancer. But there you go. So he takes his 2, and we pass. We're feeling really good here. Confidant's probably going to get us a land, and then we can Bloodbraid Elf, or if not, then we can pulse something. That's fine too. And let's see. So probably he's going to drop his Mirror Crusader's Oblivion Ring. Wouldn't surprise me if we saw Oblivion Ring here. There it is, and definitely taking out that Confidant, which we can just get back. Oh, it doesn't draw a land. That's good. So he's got 4 cards. We know Mirror Crusader. He doesn't have a land. So maybe he's got, more Mirror Crusaders or more Knight of the Reliquary, something like that. We draw our 4th land. Bloodbraid Elf time. And land. 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 Oh, man, I'm glad we're skipping all this. Whoa. Gee. Okay, there we go. Tarmogoyf. Goyf it is. That is a pretty good Bloodbraid Elf. Move those to the bottom of the library. Now we gotta check and see what our Goyf's at. Instant sorcery land and creature. Can't imagine I don't think he has anything else in there. So yeah, just that instant sorcery land creature 4/5 Goyf, and we're swinging for 4. We're in pretty good shape here, because no matter what he does, even if he like wraths or something like that, we can just pulse get our confidant back and keep going. If he doesn't wrath, then we're just gonna keep owning everything. So let's see. Does he have his land? Does he have a land drop? He does. Ghost Quarter. Not that scary. And wrath it is. Everything goes. It's kind of a bummer, but whatever. That was his whole turn, and now we get to use our turn getting back Confidant. These Knight decks are so easy to play against, only because there's nothing janky. I don't have to worry about anything like those Splinter Twin decks or anything like that. I'm just good to go. Let's pulse this Oblivion Ring. Let's get back our darn Confidant and keep going. Kaboom. Get back the Confidant, pass, and we're in really good shape. The Dark Confidant is just too good. Now what? 4 cards to our none. One of them's a Mirror Crusader. He could also have, just more Crusaders. Maybe the Elspeth, if he's running that. Can't think of anything else. I just don't know Knights that well, to be honest. I don't know Modern well enough to know what else he could have. Knight of the Reliquary. Well, hopefully Confidant finds an answer for that pretty quickly, because Knight of the Reliquary can get out of hand. Especially with his 2 Ghost Quarters. He could even Ghost Quarter his own lands, and then it gets kind of freaky. So let's see what Confidant gives us. Gives us Bloodbraid Elf. That's pretty good. A little scary because we're going down, but our life doesn't really matter because Jund is so controlling. And Maelstrom Pulse. So here we have an option. We could Bloodbraid and hope to draw into an answer, or we can just pulse his Knight. And so we can definitely Bloodbraid, but the thing is we can't attack with the Bloodbraid, because he will just Ghost Quarter his lands in response and just munch it up. So we're actually just going to pass here. We're trying to establish board position. And then, because I can pulse later, hopefully he'll drop another Knight of the Reliquary. That's my dream, right? Is that we Bloodbraid Elf looking for an answer. He thinks we have a dead card, and then he plays another Knight. Oh, whoa! Look at that, cheating a little bit. He just accidentally grabbed the wrong card out of his library. Again, the woes of playing on Cockatrice. There he goes. So he sacks 2 lands with his Ghost Quarters, gives it +4 more, so it's a 7/7, and gets probably Plains of Forest. Yeah, there they are. So here I am praying and crossing my fingers, hoping he plays another Knight of the Reliquary so I can pulse, just blow him out and win this game. He's down to 2 cards. One of them's a Mirror Crusader. Can't believe he hasn't played it yet, because that is so good against our deck. I guess now Lavamancer gets you eat it up. It's too late for Mirror Crusader, but 7/7 Knight. Now here, when he attacks, I just need to block it. I just want to block with that Grim Lavamancer because I don't want to go to 3 life. You know, I mean, it's just not. It's kind of scary. Now, that's a little bit of a mistake. Probably, I end up blocking, right? I decide to block here. Now, if he just plays his Mirror Crusader, we have to draw an answer to it because Pulse won't take care of Mirror Crusader. But I just didn't want that. I just didn't want to go to 3 life because then that's just a little low. So we untap, upkeep, reveals, Goyf. Goyf is pretty good. Draw for the turn. Kitchen Finks, even better. Kitchen Finks is really going to help us out here. So now I have a decision to make, which is I can play my Goyf and my Finks, and then let him swing with his Knight again, which is fine. I can probably just block with the Finks. Or I can pulse his Knight and then just play the Goyf. So I sack my Marsh Flats, get a swamp. I don't want to get a Shockland. I have all my colors, and he used his Ghost Quarter, so I'm okay. So I will pulse. We just had to pulse his Knight. I just don't want to let that swing. And he paths it, so that's his card. So now his last card is Mirror Crusader. That's what he was holding his path for, was to get rid of our elf or our confidant or something like that. And instead he paths his own Knight. And I think we're gonna make him regret that, like right now, when we play our Goyf. But first we attack. Look, I did it right this time. That way if he has like another path, then he can path like that Bloodbraid Elf, and then we can drop the Goyf. He just takes it and Goyf. I don't even know how many I have. I actually miscount here right at first, because I considered Oblivion Ring to be a sorcery instead of an enchantment. Obviously it's an enchantment, but I was just looking at the graveyards and I just saw it and I just thought sorcery because it's sorcery speed. But I'm going to fix it here in the next turn, so no worries. It doesn't go uncorrected for too long. Another nice thing about playing on Magic Online does this for you. Not as easy to make these kind of mistakes. There you go. I actually had to read this land. I wasn't sure what's going on. But it's not that scary anymore. 5. Mirror Crusader and that first strike Knight. Upkeep. Ooh, yes. Confidant gives me a land. That's always good to see. And another land. Well, that's a lot of lands. So now we probably want to play the Copperline Gorge tapped because we don't need the extra mana right now. But just in case we end up needing, I don't know how, but if we double Bloodbraid or something like that, with Stomping Ground we want to hang on to and be able to play that untapped if we need to. So we're going to play the Copperline Gorge tapped. First we're going to Kitchen Finks, gain 2 life. There's our Copperline Gorge tapped. Now here's where we start combat. I'm just gonna swing with I don't know if I swing with anything. Yeah, I don't think I swing with anything because it's just too scary. I'd rather have him swing at me and then counter swing back. Now we're both a little bit in top deck mode, but of course with a Confidant makes my top decks much better, or just more. Now here I'm reading my Tarmogoyf to make sure I got everything. And this is when I say, oh, sorry, Goyf is one more. Because I didn't see that Oblivion Ring. I just didn't, I was reading over him going, oh, enchantment, oh, that's its own thing. So, there you go. So now, of course, we're just going to block there. And we're just going to take the Mirror Crusaders 4, go to 5. And he gets his lifelink, then his little knight dies, and this is looking bad for him, but I know he had to have something, right, because he wouldn't just swing like that and let me kill him on the counter swing. So here comes Day of Judgment. Oh. That was the one thing I didn't want to see. But then the Sphinx comes back. I'm making another little play mistake here, but I catch it as well. I don't actually do my a +2 life again until until like the middle of my turn or something. But it's not. I checked it. It's not a May. As you're gonna see me type. Terminate, pretty dang good. Now that land can just come into play tapped. Doesn't matter. Start the combat. Swing. Thought I'd catch it during my turn. Maybe I'd catch it during the next turn. It's gotta be. It's gotta be like right here. This is when I go, oh shoot, I gained life. And then I check it. Come on. Obviously this is recorded. There we go. Now I'm going, oh, I gained life. Checking, is it a May? It's not. I have to gain the life. So I say, sorry again, dude. Just me being a noob. He plays Student of Warfare, which is actually really good. If we didn't have this terminate, that would be really, really bad for us. Oh, my monitor just went to sleep. I am just commentating on a game. There we go. Okay, it's back. So, end of his turn. We're going. He has no cards. I am about to have no cards. Terminate that thing. Kaboom. Go on. Go. There it goes. Go away. Untap. We got 3 turn clock, which is. And the Goif. That was really, really good. Now, really, he only has 2 cards that can stop us, which is Day of Judgment and like double Mirror Crusader. But I mean, like Mirror Crusader would be really, really good right now. But not enough, because Mirror Crusader couldn't kill the Goif. It could only stop it, which means our Sphinx is still 2 turns. So what does he draw? Mirror Crusader, Day of Judgment, or maybe nothing. And the answer is nothing. Sorry, I got a Skype, so you're gonna hear me typing. Okay, so we go to game 2. And I'm actually gonna pause it. Sideboarding. Okay, so I don't really know how to sideboard here. I'm not very good. I decided I want more removal because if any of those, especially that Indestructible Knight, you know, like we just gotta stop all of that. So here we go. I am bringing in some of my. Let's see. So I bring in some removal, and I'm trying to decide what to take out. I'm not gonna lie. This is really tough for me. Especially the deck I'm not sure about, because everything looks so good. I don't want to lose anything. I decide, okay, the biggest priority here is removal, because his creatures can be, well, not better than mine, but bigger than mine. His creatures can be bigger than mine. And so I take out the Kitchen Sphinx, because while he won me that game, he's still not where I want to be. Take out 1 Liliana, and we call that a deck, because, yeah, it's a deck. Here we are in game 2. Draw hand. Just hand's perfect, I think. We can go turn 1 Thoughtseize, take his best card. Turn 2 Confidant, and we have Confidant rolling. Then turn 3 we can Bolt and Combust something if we needed to, and if we have the land. You know, I mean, we can do a lot with it. So here he goes. Turn 1 untapped land, and we draw. What do we draw? Stomping Ground. Good. Now we can use our Combustion Bolt in 1 turn if we need to. Here's a Thoughtseize. Check out his hand, see what he's got in there. And I've never seen this card before in my whole life. I had no idea what this was. But it's pretty annoying. And he has, you can see me move my mouse in a second. He's got 3 of these in his hand. Oh, but only 1 land. And I was like, oh jeez, like those are going to be such a pain to deal with. But with 1 land, only 2 total lands, I feel like, you know, I've got 2 removal spells in my hand, so I mean, it'll take a little bit of time, but they're only swinging for 2. He's probably... Now, if he gets his third land to Autumn's Veil, that's really good. Oh, it's not great, though, because it's blue and black, and I have bolts and combusts. So, I mean, it's not perfect. I take his day, because the rest of the stuff I can deal with. The day is what I don't want him to use the most. So, if he gets to 4 mana, I don't want him to be able to day. And so, yeah. I'm checking combust to see if it stops regeneration. It does not. It doesn't stop the damage from being prevented, but doesn't stop the regeneration. So let's... There we go. Terminate. That's pretty good. Can't be regenerated with Terminate. But I decide, we're just going to go for the Confidant. I've got a pretty good little thing going on. Oh, the other reason is because... Not only because, I want to use a Confidant, but because I can't have the 2 extra mana to make it... I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, no. Sorry, guys. So I could use a Terminate there, but I decided I'd rather have Dark Confidant going, because I can 2 damage is not as bad as, I mean, it's worth it just to get an extra turn with Dark Confidant. He misses his land drop, so here we go. Now he's got 2 knights on there, so in his hand, Knight, Autumn's Veil, and 2 blanks. Confidant reveals Thoughtseize. This is kind of funny. Before I even play it, I think he just reveals his hand. Yep, he just knows what's coming. Which is true. Yeah, I did want to Thoughtseize him. So there you go. So he's got his little indestructible guy, Autumn's Veil, Elspeth, and the Nimbus Knight. Of course, the indestructible guy is the worst there. The worst for me, because if he just gets a land and plays him, then I have to deal with that and any other knights. It gets ugly. So I take out his Exemplar. Hope he doesn't hit his 4 for Elspeth. And then I terminate one. 1 down, 2 to go. Here he gets a little bit confused. He just taps it for the regeneration, but terminate actually says they can't be regenerated, so it just kind of skips over that part. So we'll talk about that here. There we go. So now we're trading blows, but I have a Dark Confidant. And Dark Confidant's too good. And that, I mean, like, if you look at these 2 drops, like Confidant compared to the Nimbus, obviously, I mean, that's not even a fair comparison. And that's why this deck Jund is just so good, because all of our cards are so powerful, and they're all so much, they're just so good compared to anything else, almost any other deck plays, really. So we get his 2, so now we're just kind of like hitting each other. Probably he's going to play his Nimbus here, see if he can hit his land. And what does he do? Still no land. So I take my 2, he plays another Nimbus. There it goes. Autumn's Veil and Elspeth are his 2 cards. 2 of his 3 cards, I mean to say. Upkeep, Confidant reveals, land. That's always good. And draw another land. That kind of blows. Like, I don't want to keep drawing land. So I don't take the shock here because I have to actually pay 2 life. I mean, pay 2 to make it so it's not targetable. To make it so it doesn't regenerate, excuse me. And then bolt it. That's so annoying. 3 to kill something. I mean, it works, but it's just... ugh. Now we're going to swing with the Confidant. 16. I'm down to 11, so I'm getting down there. But I'm feeling fine. I mean, I really only need, if I'm somewhere between 8 and 12 life, I feel good. Unless I'm against, like a crazy aggro deck. But they're not really there anymore since the Wild Mikado. That guy's annoying. Swing 2 more, go to 9, drop below 10. So now I need 2 removal spells. So we draw... Oh, so I forgot to reveal it. Oh, sorry, dude. So I reveal the land. Take no damage from that. Draw a card for turn. Bolt. Got it. So we got our 2 removal spells. This is really good. Now he has Autumn's Veil, Elspeth, and X, and just no lands. I mean, it's really rough when you don't see any lands there. He could probably do... He already had his Elspeth going, but he would have already had his Elspeth going. So we bolt that. Pay 2 so he can't be regenerated. And combust that. Now clear his board, and we have a Dark Confidant. Let's swing. Boom. Now what don't we want? If you untaps land O-Ring, that kind of suck. Or you could land Mirror Crusader would be pretty good. I mean, anything really. You know, we've kind of burned everything. So now here, I don't think he has a land drop. Else he would have just played it. There's no reason slow rolling here, or trying to fake me out or anything like that. Oh, but he does. Okay, so he has his land. Takes his 2 probably. Let's see. Nope, doesn't take his 2. So he doesn't really have anything to do. So let's see what Confidant gets us. Confidant gives us Bolt, really good. We can just keep one of his creatures off the table. And Goyf. Now we're just play Stomping Ground. Tapped, we don't need that mana right now. Combat Swing. Checking my Goyf. Yep, he's only got creatures and then 1 sorcery. I've got sorcery, instant, and that's it. So now we're going to play Goyf. He's a 3. There it is. And we're done. So now he has to, now maybe he could like untap and play, you know, Elspeth. But even if he makes a knight or something like that, we can just, you know, we can just shoot it with Bolt. 3, 4, Sword of Feast and Famine. That's fine. Because if anything he tries to equip, we will shoot with Lightning Bolt. So Dark Confidant shows us land. We win. Draw for turn. Lightning. That card. What a beast. I had kind of forgotten that was in the deck because only 2 of them. But wow, in a situation like this, there is not a better card, I don't think. I mean, of course, Bloodbraid Elf into Lightning is better. But man, Lightning is so good right now because he has Autumn's Veil, Elspeth, and X, and he's getting rid of 2 of them. So now we'll play our Lightning. Targeting you, so he goes to 7, goes to 4. The thing I wish I would have done is I wish I would have Lightninged before I swung, because if he would have discarded his Elspeth, I would have just killed him with the Bolt. Because Goyf would have gone up because of Planeswalker. I didn't think about that until I'd already done it. I think he actually does discard the Elspeth. I can't remember. But I remember thinking, dang it, like if I had Elspeth or you know, or maybe another sword or something, then my Goyf would have been up to a 4/6. He'd have been at 3 life, and then I just bolt him and I win. So I didn't see that, but let's see what happens. So he's thinking about what he wants to do. So he draws. For Elspeth, there it is. So he discarded an Elspeth, and he has an Elspeth. I don't even up my Goyf here. I mean, I will on the swing back, but it's over. There's nothing he can do. He makes his dude. Oh, here's where I log into Skype. Hello, Skype. I don't know why I did that in the middle of the recording. Oh, I think my buddy texted me or something. So I bolt his guy, untap, and we're just gonna swing for the win. Yep. He says, GG, I just kind of want to see what Confidant would have given me. Pulse. And another Dark Confidant. It was over. So that's the deck. I really like it a lot, having a good time with it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well.